So it has been decided. Destruction it is. We will not be dependent on the Reapers. If we control them, they will have no chance to ever turn on us. They will never they will never get the chance to ever do this again to us. We will destroy them, and whatever we lose along the way, so be it. We don't need them. We will not be dependent on any ancient synthetic helpers. We will get by on our own merits. We will survive on our own. And we will never, ever allow synthetics to reach this point again. It never will. Not ever again. Goodbye, Edie. It's sad to think that Edie got killed in that. But she's gone.
All fleets. The Crucible is armed. Disengage and head to the rendezvous point.
The Quarians might be okay.
Disengage and get the hell out of here.
Joker, listen. We have to go. Damn it.
That sucks, man. That really sucks. And then there they all go. Look at the amount of cruisers that just dead cruisers I got left behind. A few dead Reapers though. It's one for us. And they are no more. Just like this playthrough is no more. I mean, every time I hear this song, besides feeling the heartache of a horrible war, it makes me sad that the trilogy is over. I mean, this was an era. I loved this trilogy, man. I absolutely loved it. And this might be the last night that I ever play it. I have no idea. At least in its entirety, I don't know. Whoa. You know, the destruction ending for quite a while wasn't exactly my most favorite ending, but in a way it actually is kind of ideal, because, you know, with the other two endings, we're reliant on the technology, you know, we're reliant on the Reapers, or we're reliant on the synthesis or whatever, but in this, organic life, humanity and everybody else gets by, you know, has to get by on their own merits. And that's, in the long run, it's better. It's better to be able to do things under your own merits. And Thessia is liberated. The Krogans will be okay. I do wonder if there'll be a fucking problem, though. Not with Rex in charge. And that was a little bit different in the extended cut. And actually, in the extended cut, the relays were destroyed, which everybody's stranded and fucked, you know. And that's no matter which ending, so. Thank God for the extended cut, man. This trilogy became so completely and utterly worthless without the extended cut ending. Man, the original endings were awful. Actually, that song kind of makes me sad that the journey is over. So Tali survived, which means that the Quarians will be okay. And that used to be the whole ending. It was just that. It just cut off there. There was nothing else. Enraged. But now we get this. Now we get to see a bit of the aftermath. We actually get to see the results of our actions.
The war is over. The Reapers have been defeated. Against all odds, and in the face of the greatest threat this galaxy has ever known, we survived. We suffered many losses. The relays are severely damaged, but we won. This victory belongs to each of us. Every man, woman, and child. Every civilization. On every world.
And although I'm not the biggest fan
as
of
we take our first steps toward
the slides,
restoring what we lost, we must remember what it took to win.
Hey, it's little baby Krogan.
This wasn't a victory by a single fleet, a single army, or even a single species. If this war has taught us anything, it is that we are at our strongest when we work together.
Yeah.
And if we can put down our grievances long enough to stop something as powerful as the Reapers, imagine what we can achieve now that they are defeated. It will take time, but we can rebuild everything that was destroyed. Our homes, our worlds, our fleets and defenses, all of this, and more. Together, we can build a future greater than any one of us could imagine. A future paid for by the sacrifices of those who fought and died alongside us. A future that many will never see.
A few good honorable mentions. Jeez. Admiral David Anderson, and of course... Oh, Edie's up on the board too! Ugh, she's gone. Oh, man. My poor Tally.
And while we still have many challenges ahead of us,
Commander
we
Shepard.
can face them together. And we will honor those who died to give us that future.
Oh, it's too bad. But she'll get to rebuild her home. I was trying to say earlier that I'm not the biggest fan of the slides, but it is nice that they get to show us what happened. We get to see the result of our actions. This is kind of another reason why the destruction ending is kind of the best one. Because in the destruction ending, Shepard lives. A little bit of that little inhale. That little inhale is all the indication you need. Shepard lives. So, oh my. So I'm not sure what I'll do specifically for this part, because I might actually have this part salvaged from the last time I tried to make this, because when I tried to do this last time, my final thoughts were mostly intact, I think, in terms of the recording. I mean, because most of it got corrupted. I'll do my final thoughts this time too, and then maybe I'll just keep whichever one turns out better. So maybe in a way the destruction ending really is the best ending, because even Shepard survives. Well, at least in that one, because my war assets were high enough. That's why I was able to get that part. What was I gonna say? So that is the destruction ending of the Mass Effect Trilogy. So I'm not sure. I struggle with which one is my favorite. I personally, I really like I like Control a lot. Synthesis seems almost like too good of an ending, but yeah, I think like. See, there's sort of this philosophical thing that I kind of think of with the destruction ending, because in a way, organic life is kind of less well off, because they could have gone so much further if they could have utilized the Reapers, utilized either the technology or their knowledge or both. Although, on the other hand, with an ending like this, it allows organic life to prosper and succeed on their own merits without these tremendous assets just being handed to them, like you would get with synthesis or Control. So, yeah. in a way, in a sort of a strange way, destruction is kind of the most ideal, because they get to do it by their own merit. It was the heat of the moment, I don't think, about harvesting Reaper tech. Well, there is that. Yeah, there is that too. In the heat of the moment, like standing out in the middle of space with hell all around you. I'm sure the last thing on his mind. I'm sure the last thing on most people's minds would be, how can I utilize the technology? It's just, how do I kill these motherfuckers? How do I end it all? Yeah, I'm sure that would be the first thing that they thought of. But, so yes, this is the end of my Mass Effect Trilogy playthrough. Now, that is, of course, unless you decided to check out one of the other endings, which, in the video format of this, I will also leave in the description of this video as well, if you want to see the other endings. Yeah, God, I'm just trying to think of what else I would want to say or add to the ending of this tremendous trilogy. And after making so many videos about it and making and doing so many streams with it, I mean, I guess what I'd like to say is that I'm sad to see it go. I'm glad that I was able to get the entire thing, the entire playthrough, uploaded and streamed. I'm especially grateful for anybody who watched the streams or who have watched or continue to watch any of the videos. My whole experience of this playthrough of the whole trilogy, it's out there if people want to see it. I think it's really cool that people want to do it. I mean, this trilogy is basically what made me want to do streaming and Let's Play videos. And here it is. So, what's that? What resonates with you most about the Mass Effect universe? I mean, I think maybe what resonates with me about the Mass Effect universe is just perhaps that it's such a well-developed universe, and it's such a, I guess you could say, desirable universe to be in. I mean, it's a pretty cool setting. I mean, you've got so many planets with all these different, aliens that, humanity never dreamt that they would ever, meet. It started that we thought we were probably alone in the universe, and then just like that, we find a piece of technology, and then we find all this other life throughout the galaxy. And I mean, I think there's something that I really enjoy about the freedom that Shepard has to just take his ship and just run and just go anywhere. To just be able to fly wherever, to explore planets and I'm sure there's definitely more than a few who would want to, do things like visit the planet entirely inhabited by blue sexy aliens, stuff like that. It's just a cool universe. It's just who wouldn't want to do that? Who wouldn't want to have a spaceship and go fucking anywhere in the galaxy? Who wouldn't want to do that? But as far as the games, I think what resonated with me the most, at least what attracted me to the games, was the choices that we got. The fact that we had choices, and that there were things that we did that started in the very first game, and it affected things in the second game and the third game. That really drew me to this series. Now, I mean, sure, some of those decisions, even some of those big decisions, really kind of we didn't have the choice of doing that. Some of those choices were kind of made moot, but a lot of them weren't. It really kind of is about the journey.
Yes, but some of the details have been lost in time. It all happened so very long ago.
When can I go to the stars?
One day, my sweet.
What will be there?
Anything you can imagine. Our galaxy has billions of stars. Each of those stars could have many worlds. Every world could be home to a different form of life. And every life is a special story of its own.
Tell me another story about the Shepard.
It's getting late, but okay. One more story.
It actually, yeah, it is getting late. But, if anybody's interested in seeing another ending, maybe I could make that happen for you.